You hit the right milestones, build a profitable business, and earn the respect of your peers. By external measures, you have made it. Yet, underneath that polished surface, you feel completely paralyzed. Leadership expert Sinek lived this contradiction. He ran a successful marketing firm, had great clients, and made a good living, but he quietly fell out of love with his own work. When you hit that wall, well-meaning people usually offer this same hollow advice: find your bliss or follow your passion. But if you are already doing what you thought you loved and it feels empty, those platitudes give you zero practical direction for Monday morning. Instead of asking for help, the natural instinct is to fake it. You strap on emotional armor, smile through the meetings, and project total control, terrified that admitting your unhappiness will ruin the life you've built. But the energy required to maintain that disguise exhausts you. The defenses designed to protect your hard-won reputation lock you inside a cage of your own making, stopping any forward movement. Once you realize you need to pivot, a new terror sets in: the sunk cost. The thought of abandoning the time, money, and identity you poured into your current path feels like total failure. Imagine a legacy media company stubbornly protecting its DVD division long after the internet arrived. They sink millions into preserving an obsolete format simply because they spent millions building it in the first place. This fear of loss also infects how we handle new ideas. Think of an aspiring screenwriter who refuses to pitch their one precious script to a producer, terrified someone might steal it. Hoarding a concept assumes you will never have another one. If your idea is genuinely worth stealing, it means you have a good mind for ideas. The best creators know that they can always execute a new concept better than a thief ever could. Feeling trapped rarely comes from a lack of viable paths forward. It comes from an unwillingness to drop the heavy baggage of past investments and the ego attached to them. To navigate this kind of extreme uncertainty, you need to establish a philosophical baseline that will not budge, no matter what happens to your career. Sinek calls this discovering your why, the deep, anchored, concrete foundation of a house. Above it, everything is malleable. You can build a cottage or a modern high-rise. You can gut renovate products or your job title whenever you need to. Because the base remains entirely stable, you don't need to stress over mapping out a flawless, permanent career trajectory. Your why supports whatever structure you decide to build next. With that foundation in place, you need an operational strategy for the day-to-day. Author and entrepreneur Seth Godin approaches this by completely reframing how we view our goals. People often treat their careers like a game of golf, chasing a single, perfect, final shot to reach the green. Godin suggests we should act like a surfer instead. No one paddles out into the ocean expecting to catch one flawless wave and ride it for the rest of their life. You ride a wave while it has energy, and when it breaks, you paddle back out to catch the next one. When you view your projects as a continuous series of waves, the panic around sunk costs and stolen ideas disappears. A failed venture is just a wave that lost its momentum. You simply look at the horizon for the next swell. Enduring success relies on abandoning the search for a static final destination and embracing the fluid, unpredictable rhythm of putting new work into the world. So when you spot that next wave, what gives it the momentum to actually pull you out of a rut? Godin points to the concept of being remarkable. This does not mean resorting to loud gimmicks. It literally means doing work so rooted in empathy that the people you serve feel compelled to make a remark about it to someone else. When Sinek delivered his first TEDx talk, it was not on the prestigious main stage, and he didn't rely on aggressive marketing hacks. The video racked up tens of millions of views organically because viewers watched it and thought, "Sending this will make my friend's life better." The friction of trying to force your own success disappears when you stop worrying about your own survival. Redirecting your energy towards solving a real problem for someone else naturally generates the traction you need. But here is the psychological reality. You cannot architect a successful pivot while your brain is still drowning in the frustration that originally got you stuck in the first place. You have to force an immediate physiological shift. Podcast host Hilary Desicere uses a tune-in tactic, queuing up a deeply personal power song, like Helen Reddy's I Am Woman, to instantly elevate her mood and physical energy. Once your energy shifts, you create a mental billboard. You project a clear, vivid image of yourself succeeding on the other side of your current challenge, capturing the specific emotion of that future impact. Escaping paralysis does not start with a complex business plan. It begins by taking immediate, intentional control of your own internal frequency. With your mindset reset, the final step is execution. But instead of attempting massive leaps, you move forward through micropops, tiny, hyper-focused actions. Godin argues against the delusion of transforming an industry overnight. Instead, make a small promise you can keep, like ensuring one coffee truck runs perfectly. Fulfilling that commitment creates literal momentum, earning the right to buy a second truck the next day. Even confronting a global crisis like climate change relies on this exact compounding action. Godin mobilized 1,900 volunteers to create the Carbon Almanac by simply inviting 5 people, who then invited 20, who then invited 50. Ultimately, a relaunch is not a mystical event. It's the act of dropping your ego, getting out of your own way, and showing up to serve others, one small wave at a time.